Thoughts on this? You brought it up. I'm going to let you take it about the pit road.
Yes, the commitment line. So I didn't really know anything about it. Anthony Alfredo takes a picture of it, puts it up on the
He
Twitter.
does. Yeah, well, he puts it up on and for the whole world to
And
see.
everybody loses their minds. And even I was like,
I did too.
I saw it and I was like, huh, that's a little interesting. And of course, I didn't know the full story right away. I'm like, okay, commitment line. Oh, so they have to hit that line to get to pit road. Not a big deal. I guess they're just driving as fast as they want around the apron, or as fast as they probably think they should. I mean, the apron's kind of a flat area. I
Right.
mean, you can only go so fast. And then I want to say it was Bob Pockris
Here we go.
puts it out there
Here
and
we go.
says, yeah, you have to hit that commitment line, but it's pit road speed from there on forth. And I
From
was like,
there
excuse
on
me?
Fourth. That's the catch-all here. Once you hit that commitment line in turn 3, you have
This and it's not like inch threat. I mean, this is literally right at the end of the backstretch.
this is at the end of the backstretch. It isn't in the middle of 3.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
that would be
yeah.
dangerous as it is,
Yeah,
but this is in
exactly.
the middle at the end of the backstretch. If you want to pit, you have to come down. This is going to be so dangerous. There are going to be so many accidents and so many penalties because of this. Now, did you ever figure out why this is an issue?
So a lot of drivers were complaining that last year, and some Michael Vidal actually commented on it and said that it was a lot of. They were glad that NASCAR listened because a lot of drivers complained last year how hard it was to get onto the pit road, or how hard it would have been to get on the pit road if you're essentially super speedway pack racing coming off of turn 4 at Atlanta, which I can understand. I get it. I do understand that. That would be heck of a lot of cars trying to make that if everyone's trying to stay in a pack. You look at it like Daytona and Talladega. How many cars are coming down pit road at one time? Pretty much half the field, or at least a good chunk of the field.
It
is coming
depends
at
on
one
what
time.
manufacturer's coming down at
Yeah,
the moment.
all that bullcrap manufactured out the window crap. Anyways, so yeah, I heard in let's be real, it's not like Daytona where you come off turn 4 and you have all of that room before you get to pit road. This is Atlanta. I mean, right off of 4, boom, pit road's there. If you're gonna get there, boy, good luck. Which I can't. I think the last race there were no green flag pit stops, so nobody really had to worry about that. But now, I guess this is to also encourage green flag pit stops. I gotta say, Matt, this is gonna be very interesting to watch. I think in my mind think it's dangerous because one, who the heck is gonna get?
This is going to be such a cluster. It's not even going to be
just
funny.
imagine coming off of turn 2, Atlanta, which is the backstretch is like, I mean, I didn't even know how to describe how many feet it is compared to like a Talladega. Let's say, imagine if Talladega had it at the end of 3.
Abysmal.
It would be a little bit easier to figure out. But Atlanta, everybody's coming off of turn 2. I don't know. I can't remember the rate of speed off the top of my head, but in a pack. And they have to get slowed down to what's pit road speed going to be like 55 miles an hour, 60? That's a pretty hefty price.
It's going to be such a freaking cluster. I guarantee you one big wreck going on the pit road, and NASCAR's going to be like, well, we need to maybe reconsider this before the Cup race.
My thought process is when Atlanta got repaved and redone with the higher banking, they figured, oh, I don't know if they really thought right then and there, oh, we're probably going to have pack racing, but did nobody really think about pit road then? I mean, I'm not a smart person. I probably would have never even thought of it either, but looking back at it now, did nobody ever think about that? Like, was that not one of the things that they thought, well, if we're going to have higher banking, maybe pack racing, well, how the heck are we getting on the pit road?
Here's the problem with this whole thing. Drivers and fans, be careful what you wish for because it could come true. You wanted to change Atlanta Motor Speedway because it was a boring race. It was going down the road of Texas. I mean, Texas is Atlanta if Atlanta didn't change.
I don't know about that.
It could have been. I feel like it was heading down that path. Atlanta said, we're going to go progressive banking. And, man, we're going to have pack racing because you can be able to run wide open through that whole track. Fans got what they wanted. Drivers, I don't want to say so much got what they wanted. However, Michael McDowell and the likes of that deciding, oh, it is dangerous getting on the pit road and pack racing at a 1.5-mile speedway in which the track and the facility are not equipped to handle pack racing coming off of turn 4 trying to get to pit road. Either we didn't put our ducks in a row planning for a pit stop, or the track went overboard and said, "Oh, this is going to be a great idea," and totally got it wrong. And now NASCAR said, "We can fix this. Yes, this makes perfect sense. What we'll do is put the commitment cone not at the start and maybe do something else. We're going to put it in turn 3 at the end of the backstretch. Yes, that won't cause any issues. The drivers will be happy. Yes, and you're going to hit pit road speed there, or else you're going to get a penalty." Kyle Busch is going to get nailed on so many speeding penalties this season, or this upcoming week, and it's not even going to be funny. And a lot of other drivers will too. I guarantee you, whether it's Truck, Xfinity, or Cup, one of those 3 things, I'm going to bet my money, maybe the trucks on this one.
I would love to see. I can't wait to see how that's.
Matt Crafton's not going to be happy about this whatsoever.
Truck Series will get the test out first.
The Truck Series are going to wreck. Somebody's going to wreck. Somebody's going to mess up. Try to lock it down too much, lose it, come back onto the track, gather up a bunch of cars. If that doesn't happen, I don't know. I needed some kind of repercussion about this. I'll give a lucky fan, a t-shirt, but I have a feeling they're going to lock it down so much that it's going to cause more problems than it is in the future. Be careful what you fish for. I'm not a fan of it. Adapt and overcome, just like the team said, just like we said earlier, I guess, in the broadcast. Adapt and overcome. And if you can't, nothing's saying you have to be there that week in Atlanta.
Okay, I'll say this. I hope that nothing happens.
Maybe I'm wrong. Something will happen.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, which I probably have been plenty of times, but I really don't care, honestly. I don't care if fans come on here and say, "Well, you've been wrong so many other times." I care less. You can tell it to me until you're blue in the face. I care less. I don't know. I try to imagine. I'm not a race car driver, but I try to put myself in the driver's seat of thinking, comparing it like this. If I'm coming off a turn 4 at Daytona, I can see where it's at. I know where I need to start getting slowed up at because we've raced at it so many times. But now that you're changing it right out the gate, oh my God. Okay, well, guess what? Last year it was over here. This year it's here. And guess what? You're hitting pit road speed at the end of the backstretch. And by the way, Atlanta's not a very big track. I mean, the backstretch is
a mile and a half.
Exactly. The backstretch is only so long. I can just imagine what's going through people's minds as they're in the middle of turn 1 thinking, oh my God, I got to get down. This is it. It's happening. And then when they come off of turn 2, they only have so long to think, oh my God, I got to get the car slowed down. But you know what? The commitment line's going to be here before you know it. People are going to be mashing on the brakes and locking the wheels up. I can see it now.
Such a freaking cluster.
See it.
There are going to be wrecks getting onto pit road just like Daytona. It's going to be a cluster.
But honestly, it's not just that, Matt. This is the other thing that bothers me. And somebody did it. Somebody did the math, and they were like, for the first round of green flag pit stops, if it even happens, the cars that get to pit road and get pit stops done, they're going to be like 2 or 3 laps down when they come back out. And this is where safety comes into play for me. What about that pack of cars that comes off of pit road and starts going? What if the other whoever else,
the merge,
it's not just that. It's not just the merge that's going to happen, because you can put it on technology and try and break it down all day long of what it might be like when it's going to happen. Oh, 2 laps down. But until you actually see it in person of when it actually happens, you have to worry about the merge. But not only that, when those cars that come off pit road and then back in the back and driving at God knows whatever speed, 180, 190 miles an hour, whatever it is, what about those other cars what if those other cars that haven't pitted yet are so far in front that when they make the commitment line and they're driving at 55 miles an hour on the apron, what about the pack of cars that is driving by at 190 miles an hour in the turn? What if somebody wrecks and hits a car doing 55 miles an hour? You cannot tell me that is not dangerous. And I don't know if anyone's even thought of that yet. I don't know, but that's what I thought right away. I was like, oh my God, what if somebody's down there? I mean, we think about it like this. Okay, yeah, somebody's had problems at Daytona Talladega before, and the field goes blowing by them while they're on the apron. But like, what if this happens? I mean, this is a 1.5 mile track. Dude, I mean, let's be real. Mistakes happen at this track. I mean, come on.
This is going to be the biggest cluster. Because now you make a great point.
Oh my God. But
no, you make a great point. You make such an argument in the point, because I never thought of, what if they wreck in the turn 3 and 4 And old poor BJ McLeod's there, just kind of minding his own business. I'm just on the pit. I'm on pit road.
Think of it
and
like
he
that.
wrecks him.
I mean, you're talking about one car at Daytona that could be on the apron, but you're talking about multiple cars that have to hit a commitment line when everybody's going to try and pit at one time to stay in a pack.
I have never.
You're talking about.
I didn't even think of that.
You're not talking about one car. You're talking about like 5, 10, maybe even 15 cars on the apron, all at 55 miles an hour, whatever pit road speed is going to be.
Didn't even think of that. And not once did I think of that, because I thought about just now is the cars coming off of pit road.
Yeah, the merge.
And the merge.
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
Like,
I'm sure somebody has done the math and has put it out there that, there was no way that the merge could happen, but it could. Let's be real. You can't base everything off technology and how simulations run, because when it's the real world throws different scenarios right out there. I mean, it could be anything.
Oh my God.
Just imagine the merge. Oh my God. I didn't even think of it like that when you brought it up. I was like, oh my God, Matt's right. What about the merge? I'm like, boy, I'm going way off. I'm about to bring something else up. And Matt is like, the merge. And I'm like, oh my God, that's another thing. Holy crap.
Okay. If something happens this weekend, make sure to go to our stores at Teespring and Bonfire, because we're going to have the merge at Atlanta t-shirts. It's going to happen, folks. It's going to happen. I promise you. We're going to have merch.
I honestly hope that I'm wrong and it somehow goes off without a hitch, but I just can't see it happening like that.
It's not going to go off without a hitch. I could already tell. I mean, before we even thought about the merge, before I even thought about the cars coming on the pit road and doing all that stuff, I've just thought it is going to be a cluster trying to slow down off the backstretch going 190. You have to start slowing down in 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They have to. It's got to be like what I'm pretty sure it was like 190 miles an hour. It's got to be, or at least 180. Still, even 170. That's a lot to go from. Oh my
gosh, it's gonna be so bad.
And so many feet on the backstretch. I just yikes.
It's gonna be so bad.
For once, NASCAR might actually strike out something and be like, especially after the first time, if something bad. Could you imagine?
You remember when the whole thing happened at Indy Road Course the first time they ran it, and the whole jumping of the curves and stuff, and they decided, okay, we got to take these out.
Oh, in the middle of the race?
In the middle of the race.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that. They're going to change up the rules, and guess what? Drivers are going to be mad. Fans are going to be like, well, why didn't you think of this before? But remember, you heard it first here at Ramblin' About Racing.
It blew my mind when I was like, oh, yeah, not a big deal. Hit the commitment line. Surely they got to be doing some kind of speed around there. Then when they said, well, nope, that's pit road speed. Yikes. That's 2 or 3 laps down. Oh, just imagine. Ugh.
I'll have
to wait and see, as we always say.
We're going to have to wait and see, as we always say,
Hey, race fans, like what you just saw, be sure to hit that like button at the bottom and hit that notification bell as well for any upcoming live episodes. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to Ramblin' About Racing's YouTube channel. There you can go back and watch previous episodes, even back when we used to be called In the Marbles. Check us out.